What is going on, fam? Welcome to Dog Talk Thursdays. Yeah, I'm trying to get a name together for it, for this live podcast, Dog Talk Thursday, man. I think somebody had thrown that out there, and I kind of liked it. I kind of dig it. I see, man. We look at this. We got Miss Samantha Gordy. Let's go. We're ready for school. Shade Tree, nothing but love, like always. Isaiah Feliciano. Hey, fam, good afternoon. I was on QBN app showing friends the breedings you got coming up and seeing you took down Shamrock and Cadabra breeding off. Is the live tonight about this. Man, Isaiah, have I ever told you, man, you're a smart cat, bro. You way ahead of the game, man. We'll be talking about that. Catch Guard TV, salute QBN. Always get good info and tips here. Glad to catch it live. Thank you, man. I also ask that you guys, you share, over here in the conversation. If you know something, you got information on something, go ahead and share it as well, man, because that's what this community needs more than anything is good information to be shared. City Boy Kennels, QBN, hey, nothing but love, man. City Boys, thank you, appreciate you. Drippy 65 Kennels, what's good, QBN family? By the way, Samantha Gordy. Oh, man, Samantha, you're making me make a difficult decision here. So here's the deal. Coming into tonight, as incentive, I'm giving a hat, and I'm also giving a beanie free to the first person to comment. But they must be a member. You're not a member, but you didn't know. So I'm gonna cut you some slack. So this is what we're going to do, Samantha. Tune in on Sunday at 10 a.m. Remind me to tell Kyle to take your information down, but I gotta see the membership signed by your name on Sunday. If it's there and you remind me, I'll make sure we send you free hat, free beanie. All right. This way it's fair across the board. Okay. What's good, QBN? Drippy 65, not much, man. Appreciate you. V Bullies, let's go. Maurice Humboldt, what's up, Bully fam? QBN Fire, hello. Emilio Garcia, good evening, Bully fam. Emilio, nothing but love, man. Appreciate you, man. I've been seeing that boy growing up. I know he looks slender right about now. If I showed you a picture of Fireball, he reminds me so much of Fireball. It's incredible, man. Teray Thompson, what's good, Bully fam? Not much, man. Love your content, Facebook user. Thank you, fam. I appreciate it. If you love our content, please join our community for as little as $5 a month. You be a member on this channel. I'm going to answer all member questions. If I'm running out of time, I got to skip over non-member questions and whatnot. Not only that, you'll be supporting this channel, man, for content and things that we're actually going to be coming up with. You guys don't know it yet. But pretty soon, we'll be coming up with something where, members are going to be catapulted to an exclusive level. So I recommend, man, for as little as $5 a month, you can definitely join us. For those of you that want a mentor in your corner, all right? Right now, we're offering the mentorship program. If you go down to subscriptions, there's a link there. You get one free consult, one-on-one FaceTime with me. I could care less if you got pups, if you're looking at a stud to breed to, if you just want information, whatever it may be. We got 20 minutes once a month, one-on-one FaceTime. Not only that, something pops off, right? You can text me. We're going to communicate and we're going to make it happen for you. So just a heads up, guys. Will Johnson, appreciate everything you're doing for the dog game. Yeah. Listen, Will Johnson, I appreciate it, but don't call it a game. Don't call it a game. And that's part of what this platform is about. Let's call it what it is, because these dogs, they have feelings. They love, they want to be loved. You know everything that comes into it. So we can't treat it like a game. But I understand what you're saying, and I appreciate your comment. Let's just say for dog breeding rather than dog game. All right. Adam Field says, good evening, Bully fam. What's up, Adam? Number love, man. Jade Isaac. What's up, Raul? Good evening, Bully fam. Look at this, man. I'm learning from the best. I said Feliciano, number love, man. Eugene Gabriel. Blessings from St. Lucia. We got the Caribbean in the house. Will Johnson, I got 2 10-month-old girl bullies. How can I stop them from fighting? Woo! Will Johnson, that's a loaded question, bro. There's so many variables that could be involved in that. But I'm not a dog trainer, but I will tell you this. The dogs in my yard, they look to me for guidance. I'm their leader. They don't just fight amongst each other. They look at me kind of asking for permission that they can fight. So I'm not a dog trainer, but find online information that teaches you how to be alpha to your dog. I do have a video I made where I show the things I do to be alpha to my dogs. Consistency is key. I can tell you that much, man. What's up, everyone? Reyes, man. What's up? Reyes, I seen them dogs you posted on Facebook, man. They look amazing, bro. Good stuff, brother. Larry Kohler, what's up, fam? Larry Kohler. Zena, I always share when I can get the chance. Least I can do, brother. Appreciate you, Zena. Nothing but love. Emilio, you already know. Slowly but surely. Drippy 6'5". We're going to spin the wheel tonight. No, we're not going to spin tonight. We're going to spin on Sundays. Caleb, Raul, what's up, brother? Caleb, I appreciate you, man. Listen, listen, bro. You got to believe me when I tell you this. The timing and the date and which time you come on live is almost impossible for me to join. I wanted to be there, but I couldn't, bro. I couldn't. And I'm just so hoping you guys either move to Monday or Wednesday, because I love what you guys are doing over there, man. Nothing but love for you guys, man. For you guys that don't know, Caleb, please, Caleb, if you could drop the name of your live. I know you do it every Tuesday. You got Miss Nixon over there. I mean, you got the whole shebang bang. Nothing but love for you guys, man. Brayman Bull says, love the Thursday lives. You got it, man. Tradesman's Exotic, sup, everyone. Bo Jingles is looking just like his father. He is, man. You know what's crazy? I'm pretty sure, Emilio Garcia, it may just happen that the time may come that I may need to use your Bojangles. I'm just saying, bro. Shatri says, I'm a shared kind of girl. I appreciate this community tons. Thank you. Appreciate you. Durant Nez, keep the content coming. All right, guys, slow down the comments so I can start talking to you about something that happened to me today, and I had to make a very difficult decision. Just give me a second to catch up, man. CatchGuard TV just became a member, man. Nothing but love, bro. That's it, man. And we do this every Sunday at 10 a.m. And now we're doing it every Thursday at 8 p. And nothing, man. I appreciate you, man. Welcome on board. This is your community. Ask away, man. That's what this is all about. All right. My bad. You're right. Okay. Bring the knowledge and experience, and let's make this Million Man Mile. This is my brother right here. That's my brother right there. My brother from another mother. Nothing but love. Dog community, not game, fam. That's it. Dog community. That's what this is, guys. Raul, good evening. Senor G, nothing but love. Raul, can a female have a false pregnancy on first heat? Her mom had a litter November. She went into heat late December, January, and has boobs and just dug a den. Was not with a male. The answer is yes. And Insaratha, do me a favor. Let me talk about something right now. I need you to ask me that question again. Please copy and paste once we're at the 45-minute mark of the show, because I really want to visit that question, because that question entails so many things and I want to answer it in depth. So please do that for me. I don't want you to feel like I'm not going to answer. I definitely want to answer it, actually. Let me just say this so I can get into topic. So, guys, you guys know that, you know, we got 3 stud credits from Shamrock. And so we had announced last week the upcoming litters that we were going to be, preparing, shooting for, planning. So our first one was going to be Irish Spring litter with our girl right here. That's Mocha, and this boy right here, that's Shamrock. And in addition, we also decided we were going to be doing the purple ice litter with this boy right here, Dooley, and this girl right here, QBNK's Athena. And the other breeding that we had planned was going to be Shamrock Island, which was going to be again with this boy Shamrock and this girl Athena. I'm sorry, and this girl Kadabra. And then lastly, it was going to be Shamrock again, and it still is, by the way. And the female is our girl Cafe. My apologies, man. So here's the situation, guys, and I almost like to share the bad news because you guys are going to learn so much as to what breeders will not let you know. Because let's keep it real, breeding, part of breeding, or a good part of breeding, at least on social media, is marketing. It just is, right? And for marketing purposes, breeders are always going to show you, the picture of the dog, and the lady in the back with a smile, or even himself, or you're always trying to get a glamour shot, or show that everything is perfect and whatnot. Fact of the matter is, what I'm about to tell you guys could happen to anybody. It really can. So my girl Cadabra, right? For those of you that don't know, she is the alpha female to my yard. This girl right here. We've tried breeding her for the last year and a half, I want to say. And she just didn't take. She didn't take. Let me take that back. She took last summer and absorbed. And it was just, last summer was brutal for anybody living down here in Southeast Texas. You would know and comprehend that it was just, Texas in general was hot during the summer, but this past summer was just brutal. So I could kind of understand, not that I'm coming up with an excuse or anything, but I could understand why her body wanted to absorb and whatnot. Here's the deal. I don't like to breed dogs, right? Past 4. I don't like to do that. They deserve to have a life. They deserve to not have to be whelping a litter or any of that, man. That's why, they come into full maturity at around 2, which is my recommended time to breed them if you can. And I've always said, either 32 pups, or it all depends, also, because you could have a litter with just one singleton, and I really don't count that litter as being one, because it doesn't affect the female as much. But my point is, Cadabra's 4, and she's coming up to 4. Better yet, yesterday, let me rewind. The day before yesterday, I let all the dogs out. They all running. I let out 305. I had to, even though I knew that Cadabra is coming into full-blown heat. But the thing about 305 is that when I talk to him, he responds to me immediately, even when my females are in heat. He's not a dog. If I talk to him, if I raise my voice, he immediately responds. So long story short, he was running after Cadabra, and Cadabra was running, and she was growling at him. She's not ready to breed or anything right now. But they were running, and she would run up and down the mounds, and he would run after her. And I didn't think nothing of it, because this is their normal behavior, even when my females are not in full-blown heat, right? So long story short, yesterday, I go out there in the morning like I always do. Her right leg is up in the air, and she will not put any weight or anything on that leg. You need to understand, if you guys haven't watched our dog pack videos, I suggest you do, so you could almost understand her personality. Cadabra is a bad beezy. I mean, this girl, even now that she can't put weight on that leg, she doesn't whine. She does nothing, And the only reason I realized this because I had called her over, and she normally flies, and it was taking her long, and then I looked, and she's over here limping, and I'm like, what the hell? So I ran over there. I checked her paw out. It wasn't her paw. I started touching the ACL area. Up to this point, I don't know truly if it's the ACL or the muscle. I wanted to take her in yesterday and then again today, but I have an appointment for tomorrow morning. They told me it's a non-emergency. You could wait. Just give her carprofen, which I have plenty of. Been giving her that. She has been feeling more comfortable because I notice now her leg is coming down, even though she puts no weight on it. But here's the dilemma. Dilemma is you cannot impregnate a female that is in pain like that, because she will absorb more likely than not. Not only that, more importantly, you could hurt her even more because she's going to add weight due to her pregnancy. So, say for example, she tore her ACL. What good is it for her to gain another 20 or 30 pounds? It's not going to help her in any way. She's not going to be able to recover within a 2-month time period. So I said all that to say that I have decided that Cadabra is officially retired as of today. She ain't going nowhere. She's staying in my yard. I love her to death. She ain't going nowhere. I love them all to death, but Cadabra ain't going nowhere. She's going to stay here. She's going to be the alpha forever and ever. She will get spayed. And she never produced from my yard, but hey, it doesn't matter. She's part of the family. She's not going nowhere. But I said all that to say that the litter that we had planned with her with Shamrock is just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. There's no way around it. She's, if I skip this heat and then we impregnate her, by then she's going to be 4. Do I really want to do that to her? I don't want to do that to her. And in addition, if it is an ACL, which, believe it or not, guys, I'm kind of thinking it may not be, but if it is an ACL injury, then, she could take, when my boy Power was around, one time he hurt himself when it snowed here on ice. It took me 4 months to recover him. We did it with non-surgery. It was just, the foods I was giving him and whatnot. It took him 4 months to recover. And that's just for him to be able to move decently. Then it took about another year for him to fully recover. So I'm not going to do that to her. I love her way too much. It breaks my heart because I really wanted something from her. But, her health has to come first, man. And her life definitely has to come. She's an amazing girl. It sucks. It can happen to anyone. And all I will say is make sure you do right by the dogs at all times, man. And, excuse me. I lost a producer, but that's second or third in the priority list because she's my daughter. I love her to death. She's the alpha female that runs the yard. You could see, the invaluable nature of Aruba, for example, how she's able to whelp litters, or not whelp, but kind of teach litters after I remove them from the mom. And, Cadabra she's just going to be my yard alpha. That's what she's going to be. And, she now goes into retirement status, which means she's able to go play in the muddy corner area with Aruba, which she loves. And I don't allow her to do now for obvious reasons. She could pick up a parasite or an amoeba or whatever. But now that she's retired, not to say that I don't care about her, but once you're retired in my yard, man, I'm going to let you do whatever you want to do. That's just the way it's going to go. Seeing the Shamrock and Cadabra get removed. Yeah, that's the reason I removed it, man. And it breaks my heart. I really wanted to see what her and Shamrock could do, but sometimes it doesn't go the way you want it to go. And this is why you got to be centered in that what the priorities are. And it just is what it is, man. It's all love, brother. I appreciate you more than you know. Our live is Tuesday night, Bully Talk, every Tuesday at 8 p.m., hosted by Amanda Jean Nixon, Bruce Lang, and myself. Nothing but love, man. And I know I missed several, man, but whenever I get a chance, I'll hop on there. It just so happens I got something every Tuesday at that time, and man, can y'all make it Wednesday or Monday? It'd be great. Am I late? No, man, you're in. Did Cadabra progesterone spike so you had to do the right then and there? No, not at all. In fact, here you go. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. This y'all gonna laugh, but these are the notes I take, and these are the numbers, right? So check it out, man. This is how I roll. 313, I did Cadabra's progesterone. She was at 2.358. Swollen vulva, 318. She had 3.447 swollen vulva. Yesterday, 320. Mocha was at 0.818. Cadabra had jumped to 8.008. Notice I wrote swollen vulva on Cadabra, and look what I wrote next to it. Hurt leg. Really important that you keep records, by the way. If you don't keep records of your female's progesterone levels, I suggest you do that. This way, the next time she comes around, you could almost calibrate, even though they're not always 100% exact. If you ever have a female whose progesterone level spikes all of a sudden, the only way you're going to be able to tell that she does that is if you're keeping records. But yeah. Emilio says, whenever you need Fambo Jingles is going to be ready. Number love, man. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, Caleb's live is on Facebook. Thanks. Got it. Yes, Inserata. I definitely want to answer your question. Coach Karen. Oh, dang it. But there's always a reason. It's probably for the best. That's what I say. That's what I say. And you have to, don't force things. It's not necessary to force things. The last thing you want is for me to go ahead and impregnate her, make her ACL even worse, and then I have to get her to do. Yeah, I would never want to do surgery on her, but we have to do surgery, or even worse, maybe she has pups and she's in so much pain she decides to bite a pup. Who knows? So, first things first is the dog's health, man. Don't forget to like and share. That's what I'm saying, man. Detroit is here. Black Bottom Bullies. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, man. Hit them likes, man. Give us some love, man. We're here. We're 127 strong. Let's see if we can get this thing up to 150. 150. Can we hit 150? Coach Karen says, oh, no, I sincerely hope it's not serious. Maybe that's another sign. She shouldn't be bred. Bless her heart. Yeah. One thing, I went to the ACL on purpose, and I moved it, right? I moved it just to see if she would pull, and she didn't pull then. However, when I stretched the leg, she immediately pulled it back. So I'm hoping it's muscular, just for her sake. I'm hoping it's muscular, but we'll know more tomorrow morning. Isaiah says, damn, hope Cadabra gets better, fam. Yeah. Shade Tree, there's much reward in your wise choice, fam. Absolutely. I mean, Cadabra, well, let me put it this way. Before we ever even bred her, we knew she would never leave my yard. She's just a one-of-a-kind dog that I can never move away from her. Respect, brother. Tough decision, but you kept her health and livelihood as main priority. You got to, bro. You got to. Like, seriously. Forget about marketing and the public and all this and that. As a breeder, you are asking for that dog to be at risk of something. If you go through and you still impregnate her, 30 pounds more on her legs. I don't know what's going on with that back leg. I'm thinking it's muscular. I'm hoping it's muscular, but I don't know. I don't have x-ray vision. Why would you want to hurt her more? I wouldn't want to do that. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So I want you guys to tell me if you guys have ever had to go through having to make a decision where you had to retire a female or even a male. I could tell you recently, I was contacted by a gentleman whose female has pyometria or had pyometria. And, he asked me what my advice was. And I told him straight up, if she has pyometria, you need to spay neuter. That's what I'm going to say. That's what a vet's going to tell you. And I don't always coincide with vets, but to try and treat it, I don't know how effective it would be, and I do know it's expensive. That's all I'm going to say. She will be healed soon. I pray it's not a bad injury. Yeah, I can tell you of her close to 4 years of life, I've never seen her limp ever. And I'm talking about this girl is doing, spring pole, flirt pole, you name it. She's never limped in her life. Love Cadaver, let her run the yard. Yeah, why not? Thank you, Shea Tree. Number love. Love you too. V Bully's team. She's done her job, keeping all the bulls in order. She's a boss. She is. Most definitely respect you, bro. You make real man decisions. Got to. Come on, man. You got to, bro. You definitely can't impregnate her like this. If she was 2 years old, I wouldn't be too worried about it. But I mean, she's about to turn 4. I mean, come on, man. Javier Rivera, everything happens for a reason, but it's better to be safe than sorry and not put her through all the physical, mental stress. I agree. You got to realize something, guys. When a dog is in pain, they can react in so many ways. And us as humans, if we don't understand, we see it as so negative as the dog being aggressive, whatever. The dog was just in pain. You know what I mean? You never want to put a dog in that situation. Yes, she is legendary. To my yard, she will always be. I fell in love with her too, but I respect your decision. Appreciate what is definitely best for her. Yeah, thank you. Emilio says, that sucks to hear about Cadabra. I really want her to see her puppies, but I respect why you're doing that. It says a lot about you and your program. You got to, Emilio. And, I will tell you this. I don't care what program. It doesn't have to be mine. Everyone will face a similar decision at one point or another. Yeah, he says that's why you have plan A, B, C, and D. I say all the way to Z sometimes, man. My respect, man. I appreciate you, man. Caleb says, would you recommend getting progesterone levels on your female's first heat so you can start learning and documenting how the female's levels rise? Yes. Okay. And you're kind of alluding to what I have to answer for Inserata, but keep in mind, if you have other females in your yard, and Caleb, I know you do, they can affect, they can make your female go into a false pregnancy. We call it a heat, right? But it's really not it's a false pregnancy. Okay, so in the wild, right? In the wild, the wolf pack, the only two that mate are the alpha male and the alpha female. Those are the only two that are supposed to mate in a pack, right? Everybody else is just waiting their turn to be an alpha, right? So the way Mother Nature has set everything up, this is why nature is so perfect, is that when the alpha female goes in heat, right? And she starts urinating. The other females sniff that up as well as the males, right? So when the male smells these hormones in her urine, his testosterone levels start going through the roof, right? Especially the alpha, because now, his hormone levels are not the only ones going through the roof. It's the same for the other dogs, the betas as well. So that alpha, that's when you see National Geographic and you see, that male wolf starting to get possessive, starting to start stuff with all the other betas and putting them in their place, because he doesn't know it. But hormonally, he's preparing to breed, right? But so too is that female. And what happens is that alpha female, right? She's going to trigger the beta females around her to go into false pregnancy. Have you not noticed that when females go into false pregnancy, they'll produce milk? Well, this is where Mother Nature is just perfect. And the reason for that is all these beta females will now become surrogate mothers to those puppies that are going to be born from that alpha female. That alpha female, even though the older males in the pack and even the alpha male in the pack will regurgitate the food that they were able to consume so the puppies can eat and whatnot, and sometimes even the alpha female, it's always preferable for her to go feed, right? Because she could actually eat more. And these beta females become surrogate mothers to these pups. They now have an unlimited supply of milk. If something happens to their mom, to that alpha female, guess what? The pack is assured to survive because these surrogate females went in full-blown heat as well, or false pregnancy, better yet. So yeah, no, Hollywood not here tonight, man, not here tonight. Sid 1026. So as a breeder, do you replace Cadabra with a female from an up and coming litter you're producing, or do you bring in fresh blood from another kennel? Excellent question, 1026. At this point, look, Sid, I bought a female that I have no way in producing. Her name is Daisy Duke. She's the only pocket I have in my yard. That's why I bought her, because at this point, I'm not about to turn my program around so I can produce pockets, right? I've been producing XLs. Right now, I could tell you already have her replacement, and I already had her replacement. It was already thought out because of her age and how she's coming up to it. I knew that even if she got pregnant this time around, more likely than not, that would have been her first and last litter. That would have been it. I'm done, right? I'm not going to breed her until she's 5. Our girl Ali, and that's Macho's sister. That's who's going to replace her. As far as, my breeding program, as far as what Cadabra offers to my yard, as far as her being alpha, that's irreplaceable. I don't have, if I was to move, say, Cadabra out of my yard, which I won't do, but say I did, I don't have an alpha in my yard to replace her. Maybe Roxy, that one little puppy I just dropped a short earlier this week where she jumps into the pool area, goes up and eats and whatnot. Maybe Roxy, but Roxy is not staying here. So the one dog that will replace her is Ali. Great question. Great question, Caleb Weddle. Absolutely. Would you change your decision with Cadabra if it isn't a major injury? No. And it's because of time. She's going to be 4. And don't get me wrong, Cadabra loves being in the kennel area. Just because I'm going to keep her, I don't see her transitioning into like being one of my house dogs. Maybe she'll surprise me and she'll do it, but I don't see it. She loves the kennel area. She loves putting dogs in check. Let me give you an example. Recently, about 2 weeks ago or 10 days ago, I rescued yet another dog, which, by the way, those of you that are watching, if you know of a sanctuary that does not put dogs down, I don't care if I got to pay monthly. If you can let me know, I would appreciate it, especially here in Texas or Louisiana. Right? I would love nothing more than to get these rescues there. The idea is to move them to a sanctuary so that I still have 3 spaces left, so that if I do have to rescue another dog, I'm able to do so. Right now, at this point, I cannot. And so it would just break my heart if I see a dog out here, and I can't rescue it. So if you by any chance know of a sanctuary, or of someone that wants a rescue, the little white rescue I just got, she's probably somewhere around 6 months. She can't be older than that. The other 2, they're probably rounding the 1-year mark. Respect QBNK, Second City Bully. Appreciate you, man. Adam Fields, have you noticed that alpha females are harder to breed? Adam, with Latessa, who was my previous alpha female, I was having issues. But when I switched her from kibble to raw, she then goes back to back and she's dropping, 10 pups a litter. So I can't tell you based on my experience for that to be true. But please share with us what you've seen. Marley, as far as I know, pyometria is an automatic spay or death from the infection will soon follow. Marley, listen, here's the thing. I've spoken with people that deal with just natural medicines and whatnot, and they say they could actually heal it. Um, Here's the thing, man. Like, I don't trust vets. I just don't, because they need to pay their bills and because they are an industry. Um, you'll have vets that'll tell you, Pyometra, automatic spay. And then that one vet that says, oh, we got a treatment. Yeah, and that treatment is going to cost you like 3 grand. Is there's no assurances of anything, which is what's currently happening to somebody I know. So for me personally, so that we don't make any mistakes or get taken advantage of, in particular the dog doesn't have to go through all this, just spay. That's just me. Again, I have several females. I'm able to do that. Maybe if you only got one female, it becomes a difficult decision for you. I can understand that. What's plan B, Jeremiah? I just mentioned it. We have our girl Ali, but Ali is only what 5, 6 months old at this point, so we're in no rush. We still have our girl. Uh, we still have other females that are going to be bred. I mean, we still have Mocha with Shamrock. We still have Athena with Dooley. We're going to breed Shamrock as well to our girl Cafe. The only reason I don't have a banner for this girl right here, um, is simply because uh, it's been pouring in my neck of the woods. And when you go out there to take a picture, it's like dark. She's not an easy dog to take a picture of. Fireball, you go out there and you grab a blade of grass and you throw it in the air and he stacks for you and boom, you're done. Literally in 30 seconds, you'll be done. With her, it not so much. Doesn't work that way. Injuries are part of it. Monitor her and use her in the future if she comes back 100%. Christopher, the thing is, man, this is like a self-imposed thing by me. I don't like to breed my females past 4, man. I don't. I excuse me. I feel that you if you were to ask me what is the perfect scenario, I would say once your female's 2 years old, breed her back to back to back, close it up. That's simple. Um, I don't like to breed my females past 4, man. I like to give them a life. I want them to, be able to go to that back corner where it gets muddy and do whatever the heck they want to do. That's just how I run my yard. Somebody else may decide they want to breed their female, till they're 9. That's on them. You know what I'm saying? But with me, I don't want to breed you, 4, 4.5. I don't think it's fair. That's in dog terms, especially American Bully XLs. You're probably talking about half their life already. 8 to 10 years is what they're projected. Sabueso, this is what sets apart a proper breeder and a BYB. Yeah, man, true. But here's the thing, man. When you do this, uh, man, you could tell when breeders have a relationship with their animals. You just can. I could tell you about a year and a half ago. I went up to Amarillo, Texas, and I interviewed Gaines bullies. I could tell you, man, Mike Green, Gaines up there, bro. They treat them dogs like they're their kids, like I treat my dogs. Same goes with Big Pryor. I go over there. I mean, he's got a whole man. Big Pryor and his wife are bend over backwards for these dogs, right? So you end up having a relationship with these dogs, and you must treat them like dogs. You can't humanize them. But internally, I love my dogs like they're kids. And so to push them on something that just befell on them, they have no control over it. To me, anyways, it's not the right thing to do. There isn't really an alpha in a wild pack of wolves. It's just the two parents and their children. I disagree, Marley. I disagree. Um, and I've had this discussion many times. Usually, and I mean no disrespect whatsoever, but usually when people make a statement like this, you don't have a pack, right? You don't go out there every day with a pack. I'm out there every single day with my pack. I could look at my dogs. I could tell you what they're thinking. I could tell you the next three steps of action of about what's about to happen. Just because of their personalities, because they start becoming even predictable. And to say that the alpha theory is debunked, uh, you know, I look it up in Google, and Google says the alpha theory has been debunked. But how many dogs does Google own? I'm just keeping it real with you, man. Nowadays, we have so much misinformation. I just finished watching a documentary on this new AGI, which is going to be artificial general intelligence, right? And they're predicting that Google has set up this new AGI where when I Google something and you Google something, we're both going to get different answers. So we're going to get manipulated by the information that is going to be given to us. And in my opinion, we've already been manipulated. Like I said, people go running to go to Google. You know how many times I get people hitting me up? You shouldn't feed garlic to dogs. That's poisonous to dogs. Blah, 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 blah. Did you read the study? No, I Googled. Oh, okay. Well, do me a favor. Go read the study. Because over there in Japan, they gave 13 garlic cloves to a dog and then said he's allergic. He or she's allergic. If I gave you 13 garlic cloves, I guarantee you're going to end up going to the ER. I'm just keeping it real, man. Having a surrogate female with different female pups while she's cleaning and keeping them warm and you're bottle feeding them, can she start to produce milk? Here's the thing, guys. The body, and not just human body, animals as well, what you don't use, you lose. So that's why I don't have an issue if you got to bottle feed a pup because it's too small or whatever. But to bottle feed an entire litter and get them off mom, I wouldn't recommend that long term because if you go a week or so, her body will start consuming that milk and kind of switching from milk production to you know uh, maintaining her homeostasis. So I wouldn't recommend that. I get what you're saying, and if you have to, by all means, um, do it. I mean, you're saying here you have surrogate female mothers. Well, if they are producing milk, go for it. If the main mom or alpha is not producing it, and you got surrogate mothers that are, then by all means do it. But I would still rotate to mom. Hopefully, she starts producing milk at some point. I found that when females don't produce milk, um, from the people I've consulted, most of the times, from what I remember, is the female was immature. So you have a female that's less than a year and a half, and you breed her, and she can't produce milk. That's where it kind of comes in, man. Zanelso Kennel in the building. What's up, man? Family Tied Kennels. What she makes turn for the better in a day or two. I'm not. I mean, it would have to be completely muscular, and the vet would have to tell me, "Look, man, she's gonna be fine in a week." Then you will see me come out here next Thursday and be like, pump the brakes. Then yes, I would do it. Under that circumstance, I would do it. But if she's going to take a month to recover, month and a half, I'm not doing it. That's not going to happen. But there is in Captive Wolves and a group. Okay, so Marley, you do recognize that at some point there is an alpha. That's maybe not. You're not seeing it as them in the wild, but you're seeing them in captivity. All right. Catch Guard says, can a surrogate mother that did not go into false heat produce milk while young pups are with her being cleaned and kept warm? I want to say, man, look, This is why it's so difficult for me to answer, Catch Guard. I can only answer what I've experienced. Um, I can tell you when one of my females goes in heat, I don't care if I just had a female that dropped the litter a month before, they all go in heat. I also, I will say the way I position them as well, and I do this on purpose. I do position females next to females, and that's so that when one goes in heat, she could trigger the other ones. Um, so I don't know, man. I haven't experienced that, so I can't answer it. I can't answer it. Let's see what happened. I'm late. No, you're good. Sounds like Cadabra has already been a chosen one and gift to you as a man. Absolutely, Cadabra. She just does so much for my yard and for me and for all of us that um, she was a gift before anything. I would have loved to have had an offspring off of her. Hopefully, when I go to the vet tomorrow, they tell me magically, here's a pill. She's fixed. Go ahead and breed her. I hope that that's what happens, but I highly doubt it. San Jacinto County Shelter, Stephen Street. Stephen, I spoke with your friend. He told me no go. So that's the reason why I'm not heading that direction. San Jacinto County Shelter is right around the corner. In fact, I contacted him and told him that you told me about the shelter there that is non-kill shelter. But for whatever reason, man, it just, I guess he was full at the time. So it's not an option for me at this moment. Scott Henkelman says, I have a retired Army buddy that does fostering for rescues. Well, Scott, if you could have him download QBN app and click contact us, I would greatly appreciate it. I'll have that conversation with him. Wherever he is in the States, I will drive the 3 rescues there personally. I don't want them to go with a driver or transport, none of that. And I just want those spaces available so that if anything else happens, I'm also able to rescue. Drippy says, is the Irish Spring breeding sold out for Mocha? Man, y'all asked the right questions at the right time. If it's not sold out, it's about to be. If you can download QBN app, click contact us after we do this live. I'll be more than happy to look up the list and tell you what's up. For vets on base for your animals, I know the base vet here is really great. Okay. Good deal. Saludos from the 956 RGV, bred a Merle male with a non-Merle female and got no Merle pups. Did you embark? Because you may have some phantom Merles running around and you don't even know it. And Saralta says, I just spayed my mama dog because she has had 3 litters and will be 4 in May. You see, in Saralta, that's what I'm talking about. That's how I roll. Honestly, guys, in my personal opinion, you breed a female 3 times. If you didn't get what you wanted from her after those 3 breedings, you're never going to get what you want. It's just it is what it is. This is why you got to have a process in place and know what you're trying to get, because you only got 3 breedings to get it, at least in my book. Veterans have access to on-base vets, Scott Henkelman. Okay, good deal, man. I guess you're talking about, what is it? I just slipped my mind. There's various, you got Fort Bliss, but you also got, what's the big one up here in Killeen? I forget the name of the base. It'll come to me. Does a DNA test show me my dog's IOQ? Nope. Maybe it can tell you if something's going on in the head that isn't good, like an extra chromosome. Mental retardation does happen in dogs as well. Something to that effect. QBNK equals ethical. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. MK Kennels, what's up, Raul? Sorry about your girl. It's all right, man. Listen, guys, I know a lot of times when I come with bad news, because it just happens, sometimes it's shocking, but I will tell you this, it's pretty normal. It's just, I'm not saying everything has to be bad news, but when it does happen, it happens. Breeding is not all, happy, happy, joy, joy. I know they make it seem that way, but it doesn't necessarily work that way all the time, guys. You're a true man with all respect. Appreciate you. None but love, Shade Tree. None but love for you. Adam Fields, when you have 5+ dogs, you understand pack mentality. I'm just saying, man. I'm saying if you don't have a pack, I know what the literature says, but there's a reason why, when you go to school, when I went to school to be a nurse, right? They're going to teach you what's in the book. And then you got to go do clinicals hands-on, right? And what's in the book and what's hands-on, 35 to 40% of the time is just different. It's different. The basis of the theory's there, but in practice, it's just sometimes it just doesn't transition over, if you know what I mean. So are you wrong for going to Google and it's saying that pack mentality doesn't exist? I would say you're not wrong with the answer Google gave you, but you're wrong if that's the only answer you're basing yourself off of. I mean, contact breeders. Don't contact me. I mean, I'm a breeder, but don't contact me because you already know what my answer is. Go contact other breeders that have 5, 6+ dogs. Ask them, do you see a pack hierarchy? Is there an alpha? Is there a dog that all dogs answer to in your yard? If they all start saying yes, then, I don't know what to tell you at that point. You could come to your own conclusions. Marley, the theory has been debunked in wild wolves, but in captive and domesticated animals, the pack mentality is there. Marley, you know what? This answer, even though I disagree with it, I believe it's there all the way through. But this, what you just said, tells me that you've done a little bit of research, and it's for me is more believable than just completely debunking the whole dog pack theory right off the bat, because that's what Google said. Truth is about the whole alpha theory with wolves is that there isn't much research on them and how they actually act, because we decimated them and nearly killed them off. So we really don't know. That's an excellent argument. It's a blessing to hear that, Adam. Okay. All right. Oh, we got a new member, Carlos Fabian. Carlos Fabian, hold on a second, man. I'm over here in the controls today, so bear with me. There you go, man. We do this every Sunday at 10 a.m., and we're doing this Thursdays at 8 p.m. And who knows, if you're the first one here, you may just get a hat and a beanie. I'm just saying. Shade Tree, and I'm saying it for free too. Thank you, Adam. You okay? Hey, I love it, man. I love seeing that in the community. Hey, Raul, with your experience, do you have any advice to avoid pyometra for your females? Look, there are certain things that you can do, in my opinion. One of them, believe it or not, is feeding garlic, raw garlic, and I don't mean just get the clove, peel it, and give it to the dog. You get the clove, you peel it, you crush it or slice it, leave it to air so that Alan can be converted to Allison, and then you give it to your dog. Why is that? Because that's an antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, anti-everything. All right. That's just what I recommend, because I've never had to deal with pyometra. Never had to deal with parvo. Then again, parvo, we do know that in certain locations you may get more of an incidence than others. But my whole point is raw garlic is naturally a fighter against viruses, against bacteria. Also, I would make sure things like an overlapping vulva, if you get a puppy and she has an overlapping vulva, make sure you get it operated. It's a very simple operation, very cheap, inexpensive, fast recovery. But that's going to keep your dog from getting UTIs and also getting bacteria up inside the vaginal tract, which can end up going into the uterus and can, cause pyometra. I believe I read somewhere that you can also, I guess, douche or like wash, like douche the female's vaginal canal that helps. But again, guys, I don't know much about it as far as how to prevent it, because my main line of prevention for every and anything, guys, is raw garlic, diatomaceous earth, pumpkin seeds, if need be, for deworming as well, um, vinegar. I keep it basic, and it's been working for me. So I've never had a reason to, uh, delve further than that. I'm just keeping it real with you. Raul, can a female have a false pregnancy on first heat? Her mom had a litter in November. She went into heat late December, January, and has boobs and just dug a den. I believe I answered that. Yes. And so, oh, never mind, Insaratha. That's the question I told you to. Never mind. So, yes, Insaratha. What ends up happening is, like I said earlier, in the dog world, the alpha female is the only one that should be breeding. I say all that because she also triggers the beta females to go into false pregnancy, and they become surrogate mothers to her upcoming pack. Obviously, our dogs are descendants from wolves. Therefore, I could see some of that activity coming through. I could tell you when one of my females goes in heat, within a month, lottie-dottie, everybody's in heat in my yard, right? Males are not wanting to eat. I can tell you right now, 305 is looking at me cross-eyed. Doesn't want to eat, doesn't want to do anything. He just looks at me, and he looks at me like there's something that I need, man. You know what it is. And, but that's how it works. It's all hormone induced, and it's a chain reaction all the way through my yard. Stephen Street, dang, I'll reach out to him and see if I can get more info and try to push this. Stephen, if you do, I'm more than willing to pay if I have to. I just need these girls I need to know that wherever it is they're going to go, they're going to be taken care of. The last puppy I just saved, she was sleeping in the culvert. Where I live, literally about 2 blocks down, there's a culvert there where water, rainwaters and whatnot. And this poor little girl was there. Luckily, I saw her, and I went up to her on the first day, and I brought food and water, and she wanted nothing to do with me. She was all the way up in the culvert. I had never rescued a dog per se like that, where I had to entice her and bring her out. But I kept going back the next day, and by the third day, she let me put my hand on her and stroke her head. And then when I was walking back to my car, I hear behind me like shuffling of feet. And when I look back, she's like right next to me. And when she saw me, she freaked out and she ran back to the culvert. And so what it told me on her behavior was, I want to go with you. I want to trust you, but I don't know if I can trust you. Right. That's what I felt she was communicating to me. So again, I didn't push the issue. I just was walking towards my car. And as I'm driving off, she starts running behind my car. So I stopped my car, and right where I stopped my car, there were some dogs that were barking off of a neighbor's yard, and she got scared and she went back to the culvert. So I let a couple hours pass. I came back with food and water. And this time around, she came out again. She did the whole floppy thing. I touched her, and then she allowed me to carry her. Once I carried her, I brought her, put her in the car. She was all dirty underneath. Poor girl. She was real nervous, but she never tried biting me. All she would do is lick and show me her belly, which licking is a sign of submission. Showing belly is a sign of submission. So when we brought her here, we bathed her. We took her to the back. She met the dogs and everything. She's submissive to all the dogs, even Roxy, my little puppy I got right now. Roxy's dominating her. It's amazing, but she's a wonderful little dog. Hopefully tomorrow I'll make maybe a video or two. It's just been pouring over here. If I could just get a little bit of a break, I love to take a video of her and show her. She kind of looks to me more like a golden retriever, but she is all white. So obviously, there may be some sort of mix or something. G-Line, what's going up, man? Coach Karen, I agree on the breeding age of no more than 4. Beyond that, it's like 45-year-old woman. Yeah, I agree. Can she? Yes, but what happens to the golden years? Exactly. Exactly. I like to enjoy my dogs. I listen. I know this is going to sound crazy to y'all, but I talk to my dogs. I love on my dogs. I love on each one of my dogs in a different way. Okay. My males, I treat them a particular way. The females, I give them a little bit more leeway. I let them cuddle up a little bit more with me. But don't get it twisted. I love them like my kids, whether it's a male or a female. What kind of test do I have to do to see my dog's IOQ? Jay Santos, I'm not sure, man. Let me look up what, because I thought you were asking about IQ and it was a typo. Let me see. IOQ test in dogs. Let me see if something comes up, man, so I can give you an answer. Let me see. Dog intel. Okay, so it is an IQ test. What you're asking. Outward Hound. I guess they have an IQ test. And Hills Pet Nutrition. Stay away from Hills. Go to Outward Hound. Outward Hound. That's what it's called. Look it up in Google. Big Prior says, good evening, Raul and everyone in the live tuning in late. Number love, man. Caleb says, Caleb Weddle says, in breeding, if it can happen, it will. Take the L's, turn them into lessons, and help educate others so they are better prepared than you may have. I love and respect what you're doing. Absolutely, Caleb. And you know what, man? I guess that's one of the reasons why you and I get along so well is because I've seen that genuine love and care for your dogs. I've seen it with everyone in your live cast, and all I can tell you is that's what breeding is about. And I will love nothing more than people that truly love dogs to come together in this community so we can make a better breed, guys. Because at the end of the day, it's only going to benefit all of us. Pues claro que sí, Carlos Fabian. Yes, sir. Please don't douche. It actually causes those bacteria to go further up into the canal and cause urinary issues. Yes, if you don't know what you're doing. I haven't done it, so I don't know what I'm doing either. But from what I've read, Coach Karen, and please let me know if you know anything about that. You're supposed to mix it with 1 part water, 1 part vinegar, and then and then the water that you use has to be sterile water, obviously. And then when you push it up, you're not supposed to douche it to where it gets all the way up to the cervix. You're only supposed to like barely do it to where it just flushes right back out. But give me any information on that, because really I don't know about anything about that. I'm dead. Raul said douche. It is what it, I mean, what else? How else would I call it, man? Sulema, so if I will spay her at 4, when is the right time to keep a female? Second litter? Did you recommend keep a male from one of those? So Sulema, here's the thing. This is why I tell people all the time. If you download QBN app, for example, and you don't have to get what I'm about to say, but I'm just giving you an example. If you download QBN app, within there, okay, I have, look, I'll show you. Let me just show you, because sometimes people don't, you have it right there in front of you and you don't take advantage of it. So I have an assessment tool, right? Here it is, assessment tool. Right here on QBN app. You see where it says color and then below assessment tool. Well, the reason you want the assessment tool is so that you can determine as best you can what your dog's weaknesses and strengths are, right? So let's say you had a female that had everything you wanted, breed type, looked good up front, everything, but she didn't have the best rear angulation and she had a slight high rear. Right? So you breed her the first time to a male that has a correct rear. And in that first litter, you get what you wanted, which is what you should be wanting as a breeder is an improvement of that dog, male or female, whatever it is that you're trying to improve. What is it you're trying to get? Well, I want a female with her head, her front, but her rear angulation, I want it to look like dad's, right? If you get that on the first litter, grab it. If you get it on the second litter, get it. You see what I'm saying? If you get it on the first litter, you don't even have to keep that puppy if you don't want to, right? Because I don't know how you run your yard. I run mine dynamically, so I only have so many slots, right? So no, I can't tell you if it's first, second, or third. What I can tell you is if you have an assessment tool and you're grading your pups and you grade her and all of a sudden she's at 21 and a half, why are you letting that puppy go? Like, you must be off your rocker if you did. Brayman says, any clue what can cause liquid filmy stool? Yes. A buddy of mine has one that started having this issue yesterday. The film seems to be clearish film. Yes. I can tell you from my experience. Okay, so I'm not giving you a diagnosis. I'm not 100%. There's a million things, million variables. But it sounds like coccidia. Coccidia usually gives you a mucousy or a clear film on the stool, sometimes bloody, especially when it's more advanced. And dogs could pick it up from drinking from puddles, anywhere where stool and water can come into contact. If the dog drinks from there, it can happen. Thank you, Marley. Appreciate you. There's a line of white golden retrievers called English cream. Okay, there you go. I don't know if that's what she is. She's just an amazing little dog, man. I'm going to do my best to get her out there tomorrow. Dogs are the best animals you could ever have. JR, I couldn't agree with you more, man. I've never had a cat, and having a conversation with my wife, I told her before I die, I want to have a cat as a pet so I know what it's like, because you can't not want something if you've never tried it. But I could tell you what I told her. I am more than satisfied being around dogs. They don't even have to be mine. I could see them in the street. I could see them at a vet's office, whatever. Dogs, they just have this innate way of just being pure that I just appreciate that to such a high level. I like dogs more than I like most humans. Well, that I agree with you on that, man. Sorry, guys, I'm just jumping here so I can catch up. So if you're not a member at this point, I'm sorry, I got to skip. Caleb Weddle is my bro. You got it. Coach Karen, Coach Karen, you got to become a member. You got to go down to the link below. $5 a month. You got to. Come on now, jump on board. The mix, correct. It's only supposed to be a tip of the vaginal opening. That's what I was saying. Any further past the urethra will defeat the purpose and make it worse. Thank you so much for clarifying that. I really appreciate it. And if you ever want to come on, Coach Karen, and you want to discuss some stuff, because you seem pretty knowledgeable, I would love nothing more than to open the floor up and just have a conversation with you, and just ask you questions on the live. I was watching one of your videos, and you were talking about when breeding dogs, how some dogs have higher numbers and the litter will reflect more of the dog with a higher number. Yes, that's not the IOQ. That's the COI. I understand now where you're coming from. That's the COI. COI, COI stands for coefficient of inbreeding. And that is a grade the dog's genetic test gets based on how many homozygotic pairs or identical pairs the dog has, right? Versus heterozygotic pairs, which are pairs that are not the same. That's how they're able to determine who's got the stronger blood or stronger genes or stronger attributes. So yes, now I get where you're coming from. We got Jungle Genetics, hoping to confirm my first litter tomorrow. Learned a ton with your platform. Thanks, Raul. Jungle Genetics, nothing but love, man. Appreciate you being a member. Let me know, man. Download QBN app, click contact us. Let me know if you got confirmed or not. I love nothing more than to throw it out there on Sunday for everybody to hear, bro. Sid1026 says, for storm prepping, for instance, like when Texas had a severe cold front, what step do you take to protect your dogs? My dogs have AC and heating. I could have and we have solar power generators. So if all else failed, we could definitely run the fans if it's too hot. And if not, we could also run heat lamps. So yeah, man, that excellent question, Sid 1026. Shay Tree, having a cat rocks, but I only want one. Sure want 10 dogs. Jay Santos, man, nothing but love, man. I appreciate you. And
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
It's claro que sí, cabrón. We do this every Sunday at 10 a.m. And we do this on Thursdays at 8 p. Real quick, Stephen Street, how do you identify the koi when looking at the embark? When you're looking at embark, and in fact, I'm going to go ahead and open mine up so you guys can check it out. And this way I could show you exactly where to find it, okay? Let me see here. Share screen. Here it is. Boom. So boom, there we go. So if you're trying to get, if you're trying to show your dog's koi, if you go to the main page, you're going to see it here. If you see my girl Aruba over here, Mama Aruba. Here's when she was skinnier. Her koi is 18. And then when you click on it, and this is, just so you know, guys, this is very breed specific. Okay. When you click on it and you go to genetic diversity, hold on a second. Let me make sure. Yeah, there you go. You go to genetic diversity, and then you're going to see this. And more importantly, this over here. This is what I was talking about last Sunday, that English, or last Thursday, English Bulldogs, for example, their average, right? Their peak over here for American Bullies, the peak is somewhere around 12 or 14, right? For English Bulldogs, their peak is over here at around 42, 44. That's because they've been a breed that has been around so much longer and they've been so inbred, right? So this gives you a lot of information. So if you have, say, a dog like Aruba that has a koi of 18, if you're trying to bring her traits into the breeding, you want her to dominate, I would suggest a male with single-digit koi. If you wanted a male to push his traits into a female like Aruba, I would recommend a koi above 32, because, I mean, her 18 comes from line breeding. So it's not the highest. It's still on the average side, but it's more on the stronger of the average size, if that makes any sense, guys. Real quick, man. Let me go through these. My training is mostly from livestock and equine, but I have always treated my own dogs too. Vets in the last 20 years are a complete trap. Coach Karen, you and I totally agree with the last statement you just made. Jungle Genetics, I have a 4-month-old pup. What can I expect for result timing from Embark? Man, Embark just dropped the ball with me this time around for some reason. Typically, I send my stuff in when they're 2 weeks old. By the time they're 10 weeks, I get everything back. It didn't happen this time, but I will say 80% of the time it's happening. So hopefully that answers your question any which way. But either way, guys, listen up, man. I want to thank you guys for joining us. I want to leave you guys with this, and keep in mind, we're going live Sunday at 10 a.m.
Oh, look, the Nuvet just came in. Finally. Man, I've been waiting on this all month. Oh.